Hi, good morning. It's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach, day 79 of the journey, and it's actually 12:15 a.m., so it makes it the next day. Just got home from Oklahoma City. It was a long day, but it was a great day. Got to speak at John Marshall High School. I'm wearing my new shirt. It says Bears on it, Bear Pride. Went by Milburn, Oklahoma to see Quest brother Rick Vanover and got to spend time with him and his beautiful family. And so it was a great day. It was a long day, but it was a great day. But just wanted to go ahead and get this video done while what's on my heart. And it came from the kids today. You know, these kids are inner city kids. Doesn't make them bad kids, just mean they live in the city, inner city. Remind me of my kids at Gainesville Youth Prison. And here's reality. A lot of those kids, you can't tell them nothing. That's going to shock them or even get an emotion out of them until you establish a relationship with them. They got to get to know you. I remember at Gainesville Youth Prison, did an interview for a newspaper, and they wanted to know my story. But before I told the paper, I said, well, hold on, I'm going to tell the team first. So I told the team, and they just looked at me and said, so I already had a relationship with the kids. They said, it's all right, coach, we got you. Let's go practice. They didn't flinch. And understand this, going into Easter, Jesus was all about relationships and establishing a relationship with who? Those 12 disciples. But it had to be a trusting relationship as well. You know, everybody tried to call Jesus a fraud and that he stumbled, you know, to trip him up and just throw him under a bus, if you would. And if you're a Christ follower, that's going to happen. That is going to happen. People are waiting, and these are fellow Christians, to say, you're a fraud. But there was something different about Jesus, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Let me tell you, back in November, I made a costly mistake that hurt some folks. And people called me a fraud. I had people unfollow me on Facebook, and it was painful. But there's one thing I never did was show the scars of my hand, because I'm not Jesus. It doesn't excuse it. But let's look, if we're going to be like Jesus, how Jesus handled, let's say, Peter. He says, one of you will deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. Peter's like, not me. But what happened? About 3 times Peter denied him. But even after they crucified Jesus, he still had to prove to them who he was. It says in the book of Luke, chapter 24, if you go on down, it said while they were still talking about this, Jesus himself stood among them and he said, peace be with you. They were startled and frightened, thinking they saw a ghost. He said to them, why are you troubled? Why does doubt rise in your minds? Look at my hands and my feet. It is myself. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have. When he said this, he showed them his hands and his feet. See, there's only one Jesus, and they could not trip him up, but they called him a fraud. And in relationships, people still will call you a fraud. That's what these kids are wanting to see. Are you real? Not meaning, are you without error? Are you without sin? But do you authentically care about me? Because they're so used to people just going in and out of their life. So if you want to share Jesus with someone, you got to be Jesus. And that usually starts with establishing a relationship. But make it clear that you don't have these scars on your hands or feet either, like me. And you're not Jesus, and you're not going to be perfect. So you need to be real with people, authentic and real. That's what these kids want to see. That's what people want to see. I hope this speaks to you on this morning. And I appreciate you listening and letting me be vulnerable to you.